Loire Valley and specifically Bourgueil, where they make lots of Cab Franc. And this is, I have to say, one of the most popular Bourgoils that we've ever had. I had to basically block off the last of the bottles to put it into this club. So I'm excited to share it with y'all. It's a really gorgeous example of what it is. So with that in mind, it is 2019, so it has a few years on it. The bottle says 11 to 14% alcohol. They told us 12.5, so I'm gonna guess it's about 12.5. Um, the color is still like quite bright, but you can see that it's got a little bit of rim variation, which is showing some of that age. And on the nose, it's just so clearly Cab Franc. It's lovely. The very first thing I get is like this herbaceous, like peppery, almost like underripe pepper note, which is the telltale sign of Cab Franc. Also can sometimes be the telltale sign of um uh honestly a lot of different types of Chilean wines, but it's really common to see here too. So beyond that, it's like bright, crunchy red fruits, like crunchy cranberries, crunchy cherries. And the bottom, it's a little bit deeper. It's almost like dark cherries too. It's like you're kind of getting both. Um, a little bit earthy, but not too much. I would say it's more like herbaceous than it is like mushroomy. I feel like there's like a hint. Maybe I just want to eat mushrooms with it, which is why I keep looking for mushrooms here. Um, but it's definitely got like this, like, I don't know, like tarragon or some sort of like herb thing going on there. And then almost like chocolate powder, like dark chocolate. Let's see what it's like on the palate. Mm. So richer tannins than I was expecting. It's like medium bodied, and it's honestly like a little bit lean. It's like got this really lovely like lean character to it, but the tannins are really nicely balanced by the acid. And they're not like luscious or anything. I guess the tannins are also kind of lean, but um they struck me a lot quicker than I was expecting. So most of what I just said was there. I think the herbaceousness is coming out more, the chocolate's coming out more, the crunchy cranberries, not as much. I think it's more on the deeper side on the palate. And it's just a really gorgeous example of like the epitome of Cab Franc, basically. So with that in mind, the way that it's structured, I think you could put it with steak, especially if you put it with like uh tenderloin style or like filet mignon. Um Tenderloin, is that right? Or is that just for pork? I don't know. Whatever the really tender pieces. um it's interesting, like a lot of times putting something that's like super uh peppery like this can be good with other greens. So like I like the idea of it with like broccoli rabe that has some, I don't know, some kind of spice on it, but I don't know exactly which one. Like I was saying earlier, I love the idea of this with mushrooms, mushroom risotto, squash. It's fall, so think about all the fall things. Most of them will work here. But it does again have that tannin, so don't go too light on what you're making. Enjoy.